What's good, world? Welcome to the Nola Experience podcast. I am your host, Nola, and I'm sitting here with my co-host,
Mr. Melee. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Well,
Why am I like this? I don't know.
I'm happy that you took the question from me.
Okay.
Because I was gonna say you did a Eminem in 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Let me take away all their ammo.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can't question why I'm
Pull
like
the
this.
8 Mile.
So
Pull the B Rabbit. Yeah. What's up? What's going on, people?
what's going on with you?
You know what's going on. I am not having a good week.
Your phone broke, Melee.
My phone is broken.
Or I'm guessing the broken phone is enough.
That is a big part of it. Yeah, so I broke my phone. I'm resorting to prehistoric tactics.
So for the people who are listening, Melee has a notepad.
Yeah.
And he's writing like a common peasant. I'm kidding. It's dope that you're writing.
Paper
like
and pen, baby. Let's get
it's
back
good.
to it.
Like there's at least one person out there in the world who's probably never written shit.
Yeah. All the Gen Zers.
And they're looking at you like, he's using a pen?
Like, what is that? Old instrument technology. Yeah, so that happened. And I had a package thief at my house, which is super annoying.
Which is like the
frustrating.
The common thing today.
I know, it's too common. Do you have a ring? Do you have a ring thing?
Yeah.
Are you on the community?
I don't subscribe to the notifications. I don't like that shit. Like all day long.
Me neither. Yeah.
People are just saying, "Yo,
who's cat?"
Do you understand? Like so many.
Is somebody missing a cat?
Oh, Melee. The moment somebody gets an opportunity to complain, that's all they want to. Let me tell you. Do you know one time this woman broadcasted this delivery person? It's very clear to everybody in the community that this person was delivering food.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, he rang my doorbell and he stood there and then he walked off. Everybody was like, yeah, he came to the wrong house. You can see the bag in his hand with the receipt stapled to it. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, no, that's so true. That's so true.
You know, it's a lot of Karens.
A lot of Karens and Kenneth.
I don't even fucking know.
Karens
but
and
guys, chill with the doorbell.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot of them. Listen, I felt the same way. I was like, y'all ODing. It's a lot going on all the time, and I don't need y'all to post everything that's going on all the time.
A friend of mine actually, we're gonna jump into the topic in a second, but a friend of mine has this app on her daughter's phone that pretty much tells her like all of these crimes that are happening nearby. And I'm like,
why would you want that?
You know, I don't want to overstep and like get into people's business because this is what makes them feel safe. But I'm like, I feel like this is how you develop anxiety and
yeah, very, very much so.
Just paranoia. As a little girl, you know somebody's shot 2 blocks away. Somebody's car got,
not good.
It's a little weird. So yeah, I don't subscribe to the notifications.
Yeah.
I don't want to know because I've been around a lot of shit.
Yes.
And somehow I'm.
And I'm in a nice neighborhood now, so it's just like I'm just looking at these people like,
what are y'all complaining about?
What are y'all complaining about?
But there was one that was important. This man was like, somebody is walking through the neighborhood checking to see if car doors are open.
Yes, that is so frequent where I live.
So that's a common thing.
Yo, it's so frequent. And I don't know if this makes me a hypocrite, but I did post my video of the kid, but only for intel. And I did get some intel because somebody commented under and he was like, oh, I saw this kid walking down this street. So I'm like kind of mapping out where he is or where he be.
And then you get to be detective. I think that's probably a thrill.
I get to be Batman because I'm going to come down.
Batman.
Like the
How
Dark
do you do
Knight.
the voice? Batman.
Yeah.
All right.
I am vengeance.
So this is what this is about. The fucking truth comes out.
Am vengeance.
So what makes us?
Yes.
Is definitely something that I feel like we all reflect on our journeys at some point. Some people hold on for dear life, and they will tell you when they're 85 years old, my mom didn't hug me enough. So now I just be shooting.
Yeah, no, listen, I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking the same thing.
Now I just be killing people.
I know.
I never felt that skin to skin contact.
Yeah.
And listen, those experiences shape you.
Yes, they do.
They do. And that's the reason why people are so protective of kids, because we all want to make sure that we're not screwing them up. But you really don't know if you're screwing your kid up. You don't know.
You don't know? I mean, a lot of them don't. Yeah, most people don't.
You don't know, because you could be doing everything the right way to you, according to you. But is that the combination of experiences that this personality needs, the child? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might not match. So, yes, a lot of us ended up growing up in situations that didn't mesh with the energies that we have and fucked us up.
Who? Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I'm speaking for myself. I said us.
That backfired.
I said us. So
yeah, no, I hear you absolutely.
I think it would be like a dope idea to kind of like, you know, pinpoint certain events or very specific things from our childhoods that brought us to where we're at today.
Do you have a specific memory or time in your life that you felt was pivotal to who you are, like really is like the core, this situation, this event, or this time period made you who you are today?
That's really tough, because when I had to take a moment or a lot of moments to reflect on what my journey looked like, there were a lot. It was a lot. Like, my life is truly, absolutely going to be a sold out movie event. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And not for entertainment's sake, but for storytelling sake. You know, it's been an incredible journey, and I'm happy that I've gotten to this point where I can say, yo, shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I went through a lot. Pain was OD, right? But somehow, you know, alchemy, I figured out how to morph that pain into other things. But of course, there are remnants.
Yeah.
Things that dictate how I behave, things that I do, and how I treat people. But to pinpoint like an exact event, I have too many. You know, it's a lot. And what I've been trying to do over the past maybe year or so, I'm about to be 40, and this is definitely something that I want to I'm 4 weeks today. Yeah, I'm 4 weeks away today, and this is something that I want to do as my permanent mindset moving forward. Those things that affected me in a negative way, I don't want to walk around and wear them as a label. Oh, I was molested. Oh, my dad left my mom.
Yeah.
He was married, so I was born like a secret baby. And all of those negative things that, you know, end up impacting me in whatever way, I don't want to keep wearing them like, you know, a badge of honor. More like, these things happened, I morphed them into something else. And hey,
that alchemy,
that's the only thing that I want to do. I don't want to lie down and have resentment towards my parents and have resentment towards an ex and all of that shit. So one thing for sure that I definitely had a lot of struggles with, which still exist in a small way today, is just having this condescending attitude or tone, or just a way with words that can make people feel some type of way. And
that's crazy.
Why?
Because I can't even picture you that way.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, the way you are now.
Well, let me tell you, over the years, and the thing about it is when you're in your space and you're in whatever energy you're working through at the moment, you justify it. Because I kind of looked at it like, because even Norma said it. Norma was like, when we were watching the Kanye documentary, she was like, I think you can relate to a lot of things that he's gone through because he's speaking the truth. Yes. But it's just the delivery that, it rubs people the wrong way. And that's been such a pivotal thing. That's definitely one. Whereas it affected so many relationships, but I justified it, or I embraced it because I'm like, this is my strength. I'm honest. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
But I did not have, I don't know what it was. I couldn't see clearly that it's the way you're delivering your messages. It's not what you're saying. It's the way you're saying it, right? And
yes,
I know that over the years I've affected a lot of people, a lot. And I had my moment when I apologized to them in prayer. I apologized to people who I was still in touch with. I apologized to people in group chats. Like, I'm like, I don't remember what I did, but I know there was a time when I had to have done something just because based on the time period and how I know I was
at that time.
And I was just issuing apologies and praying and meditating and cleansing myself and forgiving myself, right? And a lot of times when we're burning sage and we're doing different things, it's not always because we want to get rid of evil in the room. Sometimes I do that shit because I'm the fucking funky ass vibe in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's definitely keys. I have that on my mirror right now. Forgive yourself. Because I tend to do that a lot. Like I have like all these regrets and like things that I've done, or I should have done this and done that, and I've always I feel like I'm beating myself up because I made choices, just choices. It's not like good or bad. It's just you made a decision, and just because it didn't go the way that you wanted to go doesn't mean that there is not anything positive to come from it.
True.
So like I just I put that on my mirror because one day I was just like, I remember just thinking to myself like all these situations in my head, and I was like, oh man, I fucked this up and I messed that up and I can't do this right. And then I'm like, yo, why are you doing this to yourself? Like you it's nobody else but you.
Like you're the mean guy.
Yeah, like you're really abusing yourself and you're really not giving yourself the credit. So I was like, you know what? I need to forgive myself. I need to like say like, yo, like it's okay.
So this is something that so what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about the trait that we have today and where we think it comes from. But I wanted to ask this question about forgiveness. I think a lot of times we tell people, forgive yourself, but I think, in my opinion, the reason why so many people don't know how to tap into that, they're like, how do I even do that? I think it's answering this question, like, why are you worth forgiving?
Yeah.
What's the reason why you think you should forgive yourself?
Why not?
But some people are not able to do that because they truly believe they're an idiot, or they keep screwing up or whatever. And the question is, why am I worth forgiving? And I think that needs to be answered before that forgiveness can be authentic and you can actually mean it and it can actually resolve that abuse that you do to yourself.
The reason why I even just said why not is because it's like who, like, it's almost like, who do you think you are? Like, why do you think you're so low that you're not worthy of forgiveness?
But people literally are wired to think the opposite. Like, why do you think that you're important? Or why do you think you deserve to be with someone that's nice to you? Why do you think you deserve to get money? Why do you think, you know what I'm saying? That it's, people suffer from imposter syndrome. People suffer from, obviously, people telling them a lot of shit growing up, or even when you're adolescent, even as an adult, there are a lot of things that affected me that were told to me as an adult. People will give you messages and then you now have to figure out how sturdy you are. And I think Thank goodness. I think I've gotten to a point where I'm sturdy enough that there's so much that comes that I'm like, oh, thank goodness I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, but as far as the condescending energy goes, I know for sure that me growing up, being by myself a lot, being in a lot of situations where I've had to just figure shit out on my own, I think developing certain social skills, it just, and I'm around people who also were the same way.
Yeah.
Right? Who were just talking reckless, saying whatever they have to say. Shit is just straight shooting blunt.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And just raw with it. So I think, you know, that environment definitely affected. Keyword. Yeah, so the lack of social skills and just being by myself, and when I'm around people, I guess I don't know how to function with them in a good, healthy way.
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
And also I think probably feeling myself too much, but in a negative way, because I think a lot of times when people are feeling themselves, it's not because they think something great is happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Does that even make sense?
Yeah, it's almost like you put on the front, you put on the mask to kind of
and you
hide.
overdo it.
Yeah.
And you talk down to people because you somehow feel like you're on another level when no, you're not. Because
ego.
Yeah, you don't even know how to speak to people in a manner that makes them feel respected. And that's definitely something that, like you said, you don't even know that shit existed. Yeah. It was bad.
How do you think you developed that? Like, if you felt like you were one of those people who had that type of attitude, that type of heavy ego, how did you think you developed that?
I think I've always felt like a powerful person ever since I was a child, just feeling like there's this really big energy in me. There's something immense about me. But when you have that, and then you have like maybe low self-esteem, and then you don't feel good about yourself, that's a dangerous combination, because that's like how a villain is made.
Yeah, you're wearing masks.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I can look at all the villains in the world, especially the ones who are super brilliant. Like, you have all of this intelligence.
Man, you're talking about them like they're real.
Like, they are real.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see what you're saying.
There's mad people doing shit to us right now.
You're right. You're right. I thought you meant like
people use their intelligence,
the
even, and that's a great example, right? I feel like movies emulate things that happen in life. Sure. And how about people who commit crimes and I mean, if you want to commit a crime and screw up your life, fine. But you have a family, you have people around you that you're screwing shit up for them. But you're this criminal because you're so smart. You know, those people, like, you could have used that in a constructive way, but you've chosen to be destructive. So that's definitely the type of energy that I was flowing with. Like, I felt mad powerful. Like, I'm a queen. I'm big. I'm bold, right? But then really you don't feel good about yourself, and you just want to use your big power to shut people down. That was definitely my thing. That made me think
about, I don't know if you saw the new Batman movie.
I don't want to talk about that movie. I walked out.
No way.
I left, yeah.
Why?
Because I was bored.
Get the heck out of here.
I was bored. It was very underwhelming. I'm like, the fuck are y'all doing? But to be honest with you, it was visually, it was such a beautiful movie to watch.
I mean, you wouldn't really know if you walked out.
I saw. I didn't walk out in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
I saw a large chunk of it, and I just felt too antsy. I'm like, y'all are not holding me in here. I just want to leave and just go do something else so bad.
You walked
out. I left before it ended, but it was visually a beautiful movie. They were on point with how everything looked so dark. Yes. I love that shit.
Yes.
But the story itself, I'm like, guys, this is boring.
I don't mean to go off on a tangent about Batman, but
this is your second time.
Oh, really?
You started out.
I love these movies. Oh, with Joker?
You started out with the voice in the beginning.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that already. No, I'm not even gonna do it. Never mind.
So, what is something like a bad trait that you think you can pinpoint its origin?
A bad trait.
Or a so-called flaw or whatever.
Man, anger, man. That is the worst thing about me, and something that I want to completely rid myself of. It's so hard to do in this world. Like we were just talking about the freaking kid who stole my Amazon package.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard, but yeah, that's the thing. And I forgot who. I think it was actually Ivory who asked me the other day, like why was I so angry? Because I forgot I was telling her about some story about when I used to have these fits of rage, and she was like, why were you so angry? And I was like, I don't really know. I don't really, like, I can't really pinpoint certain things. I mean, there definitely was a lot of like aggression in my household. Like it was, of course, a lot of love and joy and happiness and great things, but there was also a lot of
Shit
aggression.
could get lit.
Yeah, shit could get lit. There was a lot of a lot of times where there was some fighting and screaming and things. And I think, just being, and actually I can even relate.
Are you the middle?
I am the middle child. Yeah. Might be a little bit of middle child syndrome as well.
Middle child, people always talk about it. I'm not educated on it, but I figured, hey, they're all saying it. There has to be something.
Yeah, there is something there with the middle child thing where you feel a little overlooked. Like the first one is obviously super important, and then the last one is the baby. So there is something there with feeling that way. Like I always felt like I was like I was always just average, like
instead of thinking, you know what, I'm getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So I think that was actually my answer.
I'm telling you how to think like a mature adult. Not as a child. I'm telling you, when you were a child, you should have been thinking.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm getting the best.
Why did you think like this? No, but yeah, I think it was definitely a little bit of that, a little bit of the environment, maybe more so of the environment, just being, living in Queens and then moving to LI, and just the change of scenery and the change of friends and stuff. You feeling like you gotta kind of put on this vibrato, this ego to kind of be tough, especially like if you're in a neighborhood that's not too nice all the time. Like you feel like nobody's gonna tell me.
Were you ever physically picked on?
Yes, when I was a kid.
Were you angry before that?
No, I don't really remember.
Because that's angry. One thing that could definitely like bring that shit out in you. Because you show up into this world just feeling good about yourself.
That's true.
What is it about me that makes you think that you could put your hands on me? Like that's gonna make any normal human angry. You know what I'm saying?
And that's so right. And you know what? Even why I didn't even bring that up just now is because at the time I wasn't angry. Mm-hmm. Like even when it was happening, I didn't really feel like I was an angry kid.
Yeah, but it's more of like the root.
Yes, it's the root, because it was after that. It was way after I left Queens. That's when it started. Like that's when I felt like I was getting angry. It was like when I transitioned to a whole nother place,
like the next person.
Then it was like, all right, I get to start over. Nobody's gonna fucking do that to me anymore. So I think that's a big part of it.
I feel that.
I remember one time I was a kid. It's so stupid and silly, but I was it was like a big puddle. It just rained and it was a big puddle and there was worms in it. Worms like swimming around in the puddle, and there was a bunch of kids just standing around the puddle. And I'm standing there just looking in the puddle, and then a kid comes behind me and shoves me right into the water.
That's anger.
Yeah, crazy.
Those are fighting movements. I totally get that. Like, what other emotion is supposed to come out of that? Like, are you supposed to sit like a yogi and hover over it? And hear angels singing in the back.
Especially if you don't know like how to deal with that. You don't know how to deal with it, and then you feel too embarrassed to kind of tell anyone. I don't think I ever even told anyone about that. My older brother, I think he was there.
I'm glad you didn't get any rashes.
Oh yeah, me too. No ringworm or
and
stuff.
You know what? I think you have to become comfortable with your anger and just become friends with it. And be like, yo, you chill. When I need you, I'm gonna call you. Type shit. Because that's what nobody, Melee, your girl, like, let me tell you.
Oh, I could tell.
Listen.
Yeah. You can get there. You turn up.
We can get irritated. Let's use a nice soft word. You know, I can get a little Lowry salty, but there's so many times when I don't get angry, and other people have no idea how much restraint and how much work that it took for me to say, fuck that, like that shit ain't even worth it. You know, I'll get angry, I'll go to jail, and then you're gonna get money from my family because you're probably gonna sue, and then you're gonna live a nice life. Like, there's you gotta keep telling yourself, like, I have so many amazing things going on. You should hear me talk to myself in my head. Like, I have so much going on, and this other person who might be instigating or whatever probably don't have anything to lose.
One time, this was actually this is kind of recent. It was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I was me and my brother were driving. We were going to a friend's house to work on some music. And we're driving, and I think he was driving, and he was making a turn when he was supposed to go straight. So he was about to make the turn, and I was like, no, you got to go straight. So he kind of pivoted back into the road. Like, he was turning a little bit, then he pivoted back into the road. And I guess a car behind him was going really fast. So they kind of swerved out the way and like honked and started yelling and stuff, and then we're just driving. So we continue driving. He slows down till we go next to him, and then he throws a big cup of coffee on the windshield. Boom, it hits the windshield, and we're like freaking flipping. Now we're pissed, and we're yelling back and forth in the car there right next to us. And my brother's like, yo, pull over. I shouldn't be saying it, but so we ended up pulling over.
It happened. No crimes were committed.
No crimes were committed. Yeah, technically no crimes were committed. Yeah. So we end up pulling over. We both pull over. They pull over. We pull over first. They pull over, and we get out the car immediately. My brother goes to the dude, starts fighting the driver.
Wow.
So they tussling, and this is like, this is like on the service road.
You get out of your car so we can inflict pain on each other.
This is why. This is the whole point of this story, right? So they start fighting immediately, and this is like on a busy highway, like highway type road. It's like really busy. There's cars whizzing by. We're like right on the side. So he gets out. He starts fighting the driver. 2 other guys get out from the other side. So they come out from the passenger side. I'm on the passenger side. So when I get out, they walk towards me. At this time, and for a very long time, even when I was in school, I always carry a knife on me. Mm-hmm. So I see 2 dudes come out. Boom, I pull my knife out. This is what
it's for, right?
Yeah, I pull my knife out. I square up. I'm like, what's good? They're like, no, bro. No, chill. Like, chill. I'm like, nah, y'all want to fight. Like, y'all throwing shit. Like. So we get into this little back and forth. And they don't want to do nothing. So they're like, they back down. No, yo, I'm sorry. They try to come up to me. I'm like, nah. Get your boy and get out of here, because y'all started this. And now y'all don't want to finish it. So they get up and they leave. I pull my brother away. He's about to literally choke this dude out. And I pull my brother away. We get in the car and drive off. As we drive off, cop cars are coming.
Of course.
So we're going this way. Cop cars are coming the opposite way. So we just passed them. And when I got, cool and settled, I beat myself up about pulling that knife out. Because I'm like, what if they were really about it?
But what if you didn't?
We would have got into a fight. We would have gotten into a little...
you would have fought 2 dudes.
I would have
probably won. The Rock and Arnold Schwarzenegger nigger.
No, I would have thrashed these guys. Schwarzenegger. But
it's probably
you're right.
2 big dudes.
You're right.
Either way, you're
right. You're right. Either way, it doesn't matter.
It's coffee,
like so fucking
that
dumb.
That coffee could have been a bullet.
Yeah.
You know, just an alternate story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's so many ways that could have went, and I just beat myself up. Like, you gotta get yourself under control because you got shit to lose, bro.
I think. Listen, I'm in no way like telling people to hurt people or be violent or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're defending yourself in that situation.
We could have kept driving.
No, I'm not talking about what happened before. I'm talking about what happened after. When these two men were approaching you and you felt like, listen, I might be in danger. It makes absolute sense that you're going to try to be defensive.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that part I got, but there was nothing that occurred that really warranted that whole thing. Driving shit happens.
Yeah.
Driving shit happens.
Yeah.
There's no way all of us could just be going straight and turning peacefully all day. You're gonna bump somebody, like, and I'm talking about walking, like, even when you're looking where you're going, shit. You know. So and that's what keeps me from not being. I don't get angry when I drive. You have to be real reckless for me to get mad at you. But other than that,
doing super dangerous stuff.
Cool like a cucumber when I'm on the road. Do you know what I mean?
I just remember that day being one of like another pivotal point that I was like, yo, you gotta calm down, because like I was really about it. I was really ready to, you know what I mean, hurt someone. And
anger
I was
will
like,
definitely give you an adrenaline and a powerful feeling as well. Because at that point you're like, yo, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And then you sit back like, fuck, why did I do that?
So what about a good trait?
Good traits.
And where did they come from?
Good traits. I think a lot of, especially my good traits, come from my family. I have a really positive, for the most part, a positive, uplifting, you know, family, and especially like my dad. My dad is like I've watched my dad as a kid like build houses for people, like for nothing. Like if anything, he was the type of person that like if you call him, he's coming. You call him, he's coming. He's gonna do whatever you need him to do. He's gonna set up, build once this
or twice. He's really cool.
Yeah, like so I've always like I always admired that. Like, dang, my dad can do anything. I always felt like he could do anything, and like he's helps people. Like he just helps people. Dope. He's just like the guy you call if we're having a wedding. He's gonna come and do all the decorations and make it look phenomenal, and you know, build your whole bathroom and make it look amazing. And then we're using it.
Is he still doing those things?
No, he's retired now. So right. But
so we can't call him. All right,
cool. But my mom and my dad, like I just always noticed them being super kind. And
so what is one trait that you feel you pulled from all of that you can pinpoint?
I like to help people. Like I like to feel like you know, I've helped people. I have like thousands of stories of just like little situations, and just like
how do you know it's thousands and thousands?
Because I've counted. You know, over the years you count and you do it. Like, take a
you
little
write
notepad.
It in your fucking peasant notepad. All right.
No, I might be exaggerating.
Got it.
But yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
I'm being my father right now.
Me too. Haitian exaggeration. Haitian exaggeration.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I like to help people, so that's probably one of the traits that I pulled from my dad and my mom. So
yeah. I think one thing that I'm really proud of that came from adversity is that I'm super decisive. Like I don't mull over decisions and take a long time. Because I'm on a team with you guys, I don't make decisions and just pull the trigger and go. I consult with you guys on everything and wait for your input before I move forward. But when I'm just solo and I have to make decisions, it's boom. Immediately. Like I always know what to, except when it comes to romantic relationships. That one I'm a little bit weird about. Something about me being in love with men, I don't always hit the nail on the head with certain things. No, I'm not kidding. Like, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
What should I do?
What the fuck you doing? but I always know what to do. And I think this comes from being on my own as a kid.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How do you think that developed from adversity?
Being on my own a lot and being in sticky ass situations and having to figure out what to do. And not having a lot of input from elders. You know,
so
not
you had
having
to figure it out.
Not having a lot of people saying, you know what, this would be a good idea. How about this? So what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I remember even being in high school and nobody came to me and said anything about graduation, nothing.
Wow.
It was all about, So what are you going to do? And I just had to figure out an answer so I can keep them off of me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a social worker. Oh, good. And everybody moved on.
Oh, wow.
You know, there was never any applications you need, like
can we help you
nothing. So I think fast forward to now, I make decisions like,
oh my God,
nothing. As soon as you bring it up, I'm like, I know what to do. I might need a moment if details are involved and I need to like sort through shit. But other than that, nah.
That's so funny you say that because I am indecisive as shit. I should never make up my mind, and it might be because like what you said, like I've always kind of had the help, and I've always kind of had like people to lean back on.
Interesting to me.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Because you would kind of think that, you know, you have people helping you make decisions. So now you know how to. Doesn't it seem like that's how it should turn out?
That's how it should go.
That's how
but
it seems,
almost
right?
like it's like the comfortability of it. It's like, oh yeah, they do it for me. Yeah. It's almost like, you know, like somebody's doing your laundry your whole life and now you don't know how to do it.
It's kind of like how you had to print out the directions to come here today because your navigation, your phone is broken.
I've been used to doing that.
And the phone has been like keeping you from using the full functionality of your brain.
That's so true.
So, because how did people get around before navigation? You know what I'm saying?
I was the MapQuest king.
Wow.
I used to
and you let them take that from you, bro.
They took it from me.
Damn
you, Steve Jobs.
Well, I'm proud of, you know, everything that came out of all of that.
Yeah.
Sure. I still have a lot of work to do. That's why I'm not a 10 yet. That's why I'm a 9.2.
Oh, yes. We're back to rate me. Rate me.
Rate me.
Rate me.
When we recorded, I was a 9. Now I'm a 9.2. By the way.
I didn't even catch on. That's so funny.
Yeah. So that's anything else before we jump into the hot seat?
I love that. I would love to hear everyone else's perspective about you know, this. As always, I feel like I always say this now. We always have these really good topics that are really good conversations.
We're gonna create a forum just for you.
Yeah, let's do that. We should create a forum. Who wants to be ahead of the forum? Please, you know, hit me up. Let's do it.
Not me. I'm not putting anything else on my damn plate.
I hear you. That's why I, you know, put it out to the people.
All right. Well, all in all, I just want to say that, you know, we all go through things as kids, right? Yeah. It could be things that we feel were small, things that we feel were major, but at the end of the day, you have to figure out how to become an alchemist. You have to figure out how to use experiences and form them into lessons, form them into motivation to not repeat certain things that you didn't enjoy, things that traumatized you. And I think that's where the power comes in. You know, no offense to anybody. Like, if you were victimized, you were victimized. But once you become an adult, this is not saying that what you went through is not valid. It's more that you now have the power. You now have resources. You now have a platform. And adulthood is a platform, right? Because now you can really go out there and say, I don't have to listen to y'all anymore. I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
You now have this moment when where you can take everything that happened to you and morph it into something that either helps other people or help yourself.
Yeah, help yourself.
Or tell a story.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll be on the lookout for that memoir.
Yeah, man. It's coming.
Superb. Thank you, guys. Ready for the next segment?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm already sweating. I'm getting hot because we're about to sit in the hot
You know
seat.
it? I always do it. Now you got to do it.
Okay. SOA Q&A, a.k.a. Adrenaline question of the day.
Me. That sounds right. I think it's right. Right? That's right.
If I could spend one day as my kid, what would I do? That would be my chance to be a boy.
Oh, yeah.
Because growing up, I always wanted to know, like, what would it be like to be a boy? And then as an adult, I'm like, What would it be like to just, rub on your penis?
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
I was thinking you're gonna be.
How does it feel? I would just pee on walls. I would miss the toilet seat.
Yeah, it would be a missed opportunity.
It's one day, so nobody's gonna be mad if they have to wipe the toilet seat a couple of times.
Somebody's gonna be mad.
Yeah. But my son, he is such a thinker, and sometimes it makes me a little bit nervous because I don't want him to overthink and create anxiety on himself, because I see how that can happen as an adult, right? But I'm always curious to know, like, what are you thinking? Because sometimes he says stuff and I'm like, so smart.
Yeah.
How, so yeah, definitely.
Awesome. That's cool.
Be in his head and
meddle around up there.
Meddle around up there and down there.
Oh my God.
Not as him, as a boy. Thanks.
Yeah.
Your turn. Can we get him a hard one? Hard question.
I think 10 years ago, I think I still pictured myself living here. I've always liked living in New York. I feel like I probably pictured myself living more in the city, because I was born in Queens, then I moved to Long Island, so I was like born in the city, then I moved to the burbs, so I kind of always wanted to go back to the city to live there, but I don't feel that way now. I do not feel that way now. I felt that way then, but not now. So yeah, probably in New York City. I love New York though, but it's a nice place to come and go, not to stay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So you're staying on Long
Island? For now.
I heard some things, but I'm not gonna say anything.
You heard some things?
I heard some rumors.
Yeah, this might be some other dwellings happening.
Some people talked your business.
Yeah. Okay.
When was the last time I felt jealous and why? Shit. I should have wrote it down.
Jealousy.
I don't know if this is jealousy. Probably a little bit. I'm feeling emotional. Really? So my cousin had a birthday party yesterday in Guyana.
Yesterday?
Yeah. And Melee said oh shit because he almost choked himself on a burp.
I did want a burp.
I don't want y'all to think he said oh shit because of what I'm saying.
Yeah, burp talk. I did like a burp word.
So I'm watching the videos of it and I just want to cry. Because I'm like, look what they're doing. Look what they have. It's just raw hood country Caribbean vibes. Everybody have on shorts. Yeah. Some of the girls don't have shoes on, barefoot. Everybody's just cool and relaxed. And I'm like, my cousins don't know what they have. And I was just looking at it like,
because they probably want to come here, right?
They want so badly to be here. And a couple of them have been here and they're like, yo, we went through a toll one time going to New Jersey and my cousin was like, why are you paying them? And I was like, you have to pay a toll. And she was like, why? And I couldn't even explain it to her. Like,
how do you explain that? Oh, because
I can tell you the reason they tell us. Yeah. But it's still crazy. So I just heard her on the phone the next day, like, everything in New York is money.
Oh yeah.
Everything in New York you gotta pay. But yeah, I was jealous. I was like, I want to be home. I want to.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't have a home like that to go to. Very cute.
I'm gonna take y'all to Guyana.
I'm with it. I'm so with it. I definitely want to go see greener pastures. Which culture outside of my own do I find the most interesting?
I'm gonna punch you if you say the wrong thing because I know the answer.
You know the answer? It's gotta be. Well, for me, my question. Native American.
That's not what I was gonna say. Sorry.
Native American culture is so interesting to me.
Yo.
Right?
Yes.
Have you ever? There's a show on Netflix. Not on Netflix. I'm always going to these shows. I watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, you do watch like a lot of like non-English stuff too.
Yeah, this show is in English, but it's called Reservation Dogs.
Oh,
you
isn't that old?
It's not that old. Maybe like a year.
Oh,
a
no,
year
I'm
or
sorry.
so ago.
I'm confusing that with something
You
else.
think about Reservoir Dogs.
I'm mad you said it because now somebody's laughing at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say. I knew what I thought it was. I'm like, I'm not saying that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's about these Native American kids on the reservation. But yeah, I just think that their culture is so interesting, and it's almost find like a lot of parallels between Native American culture and African culture. And like there's gotta be some type of correlation,
Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah,
certain.
so like it's always super interesting how that is, how all these things are kind of shared common ground between those two cultures. And then it's like almost another one of those cultures that are like almost destroyed, and they had to kind of save, like be active about saving and maintaining their culture even today.
Yeah.
So I think that it's super interesting, and we need to represent. We need to show more appreciation towards the Native American culture.
I think for season 3 we can definitely take some trips and experience some culture.
Yeah.
For the podcast.
Sure. And they have reservations here.
Where?
On Long Island.
Out east?
Out east, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
They might have some here too, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool. So, yes, Native American. How?
Which life lesson do I wish I learned earlier in life? Definitely emotional intelligence. I think I tapped into it early anyway, because when I think back, I can see how I was handling certain things, but the level that I'm on right now, I wish that I was able to tap into that early on, because it's just been a lot of pain created from not knowing how to manage yourself. Self-management is so important. If you're not able to manage yourself, you just screw up things for a lot of people. So definitely that.
Great point. Absolutely. How much in bail would I pay to get Nola out of jail?
Good answer. Good answer.
I guess it would of course depend on how much money I have, right? But if I had unlimited funds, it's kind of a stupid way to put it, but if I had unlimited funds, I would pay whatever.
So basically, I'm fucked. Thanks.
If I had unlimited funds.
Thanks.
No, it depends on how much money I have, but I would pay a hefty price. I'll pay a good price.
Cool. You didn't have to mention the unlimited funds thing. Like, that just, made me feel so
respectfully.
You know what? The audience is not going to know that we were debating about this respectfully thing earlier. I was like, is that even... Anyway.
Yeah. Whatever. Get out of there.
We made it. We survived the SOA Q&A.
Another round.
I thought things were going to get a little bit wild, but those are really good questions.
Always
really reflective, always really dope. So shout out to our producer.
Yeah.
Shot of adrenaline on the ones and twos back there, sneezing because he has allergies.
Yeah.
Better not hear that shit on the podcast. Probably will hear one of them.
Will. It's all good. It's all good.
Really big shout out to Trini Gems, who provided me with this really cute bracelet.
Ooh. I was definitely staring at that a couple times.
Yeah, it goes really nicely with my,
you came prepared.
Love it. Shout out to Trini Gems.
That is cute.
Check her out.
Very nice. Yes.
All right. And make sure you check us out and support.
Absolutely.
The Nola Experience podcast is everywhere that you like to cast pods. And whenever you do tune in, we would really love it. We're begging you at this point. Please engage with us. Leave a comment, like, review, share, tell your friends and tell their friends, and let their friends tell their friends, and we can all be friends. Is that all right with you?
That's all right with me. You got to let them know that Spotify users can do reviews now.
That was the correct response because I was doing a rap from.
I know. From where's that from?
Biggie and Puffy.
I don't know the words, but it sounded familiar.
You already ruined it. It's fine. But okay. Yes, Spotify.
Yeah.
Now, not only does it allow you to review, but you can now watch videos on Spotify.
Doing videos on Spotify?
Yes.
We lit.
Because
I'm a Spotify guy.
I know.
So.
I know. So
I will be there.
But vast majority of our listeners are on Apple.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's Apple, y'all got to get up on it. Get into it. Give us some video. Popping. All right.
They already started with had the reviews. Now get the video.
Yes, love it. So thanks to everyone who stuck around, listened to this whole episode. I hope that you laughed a little bit. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you come back.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much. Much love. Peace. Ciao.